Hello and welcome to the Philippines. This is something I don't see very often, a horse in Cebu City. In fact, I don't know that I've ever seen a horse in Cebu City. There's actually another one around the corner. And they rode in to party with friends and relatives, apparently. And my other choice was a chariot. I ended up taking the chariot a little bit later, and I'll give you a little footage of that too. This was Sinulog Day, the culmination on Sunday, January 15th. And hundreds of thousands, I guess millions of people out in Cebu City. Various events going on, people walking north, people walking south, and we end up walking out to SRP, South Road Properties, as did hundreds of thousands of other people. They walked out. The many buses that were supposed to be, I never saw any buses, almost no buses at all. I saw one bus for people, a long line waiting to get on one bus that was pretty much packed full, waiting to leave the SRP, the Sinulog grounds area. And I will put some of those videos up. I am downloading my 360 degree camera videos now while I do this video. This is Osmeña Boulevard, going from Fuente Osmeña Circle in Uptown to the downtown area. And we're going to walk down there. We're going to walk out towards South Road. We're going to get on that chariot, that little electric vehicle, and ride it out quite a ways before we have to get off and walk some distance again out to SM Seaside area, and then we end up finding another motorbike that gives us a ride out to the SRP, the Sinulog grounds out there. Interesting experience, and I'll put some videos up. Most of those videos are on my 360 camera. Got a ton of data, and it's taken some time to download it. It'll take me a little bit of time to get some of that information up, but I will have another 360 video up yet today. Now, the article I saw today in the paper said that there were 3 million people that attended the various Sinulog events. So that's a lot of people. I think they said 2 million people attended the procession. To me, my observation, which is meaningless, but to me it seemed like a smaller crowd than past years. And I have been to 4 different Sinulogs and partook to a certain degree in the procession, the parade, and done videos, and the street dancing on Sinulog evening. This is down in the downtown area, the Carbone Market area down here, and they've been modernizing this area. And what used to be very narrow streets with food stands probably in the middle of this road, and narrow streets on either side, they have really widened a lot of these streets out. And they've built a couple other buildings, and they're moving some of the marketers into those buildings as well. So it is a completely new experience.
You should be buying lots of stuff.
What you will see here in a little bit as we get on a narrower street going out towards the SRP, South Road Properties. This guy, he's laying on pop soda bottles, and talked to this guy. I don't think he understood much English, but it's kind of like getting a massage. A little vibration in your back going down the road. Might be a good idea for a business. Cheap, hey, to lay down here on the pop bottles, the soda. You know, we call soda bottles pop up in the Midwest, and a lot of people call them soda or soda pop. And interesting story. Many years ago, it took my daughter up to visit her grandparents, my parents, up in Minnesota. and she was a teenager at the time. She asked my mother if she could have a soda, and so my mother she got into the cupboards and she took out some baking soda, and asked my daughter, "Why do you want baking soda?" She wanted a soft drink. She wanted soda pop. Anyway, different parts of the country have different names for that. So this is Sinulog Day, the third Sunday of January, and what you find, and you'll see even more later, you have hundreds of thousands, millions of people moving about. Some are going into the downtown area. They're going up to the uptown area. Some are going out to the SRP area. Past years, other than the last 2 years when Sinulog's been canceled, most of the Sinulog events were in Cebu City proper, in the downtown area and the uptown area, and the parades and all those sorts of things. But this year, the mayor of Cebu City decided to have it out at SRP, South Road Properties, out by SM Seaside, out by Filinvest, out by Corso. And anyway, there were I think about 10 different mayors and Governor Garcia who said, no, that project is not anywhere near complete. We're not going to participate in it. If it rains, there's no place to take shelter. Various different reasons. And it was, I guess they kind of finished it up the Saturday before the Sunday, when all the events were going to happen. Anyway, I told my girlfriend, I said, it's a long way to walk, and I can walk, but it might be a little bit faster, and this might be a good experience, taking this, what I call a Chariot. It's electric tricycle, basically. And so she's negotiating with this guy, and he said he'd take us out there for 50 pesos each, 100 pesos, about $2 US. I said, all right. I don't know. I didn't think he was going to take us very far. He ended up taking us quite a distance, in fact, and the traffic became quite heavy going out there. The foot traffic going both directions. Like I said, people are going out and people are coming into town. Got a few jeepneys. I don't think I saw any buses. Everybody sees the foreigner with the camera. These transporters, these hobble motorbike taxis, these tricycle taxis, are making their big money on this day. So they're all out. They're all out, trying to pick up as many customers as they can. And this guy tells me his battery will last about 8 hours. And you see a few of these horse carriages too. They actually run, I think they're 20 pesos to take that for the Filipinos. And I rode one a few years ago. I got one on one. In fact, I had walked from SRP, South Road Properties, to the downtown area, and I saw these horses, and I said, well, how much? How much? 20 pesos. And so I got in not knowing where I was going to go, and they took me long ways back out this direction, the same direction I'd walked in from. And then I end up walking back again, but no problem. I like walking. When I walk, I see things, I meet people, I stop and chat with people. But if those horses get 4, 5, 6 people in there, they make 100 pesos per trip, one-way trip. So we're walking out to SRP, South Road Properties, on the, I don't know what you call it, the more older road rather than the highway. We could have walked out on the highway. With my binoculars from my condominium, I could see all morning tens of thousands of people were walking out on the highway, walking out towards the South Road Properties. And I never saw any buses. So I don't know, article I read a few days ago said they were going to have enough buses to transport everybody out there. I don't know if they ever had a bus or a number of buses. I never saw any. My map app tells me that from downtown Cebu City, Plaza Independencia, out to Il Corso, malls out in South Road Properties, is 5 kilometers out on the highway. And that would be about 3.1 miles. Now, the average Filipino is not going to walk 5 kilometers unless they have to do it. Because when I'm walking, I ask people, for different directions, different things, and they say, "Sir, it's too far to walk. There's a jeepney, take a taxi." But in this case, and you'll see in my other videos, there are hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of people walking out there and walking back, especially back when the event got over, the fireworks and the various things at the stadium out there, which I've got some video of. Everybody headed out, and I never saw one bus. There was one bus, one yellow bus at Cebu City on it, hauling some people, but one bus does not equate. And asked police a couple times, "Where are the buses?" Not that I needed a bus. I enjoy the walk, and the experience. I never saw any buses. That's all I'll say. It's good exercise, good experience for the many people. I've seen a lot of foreigners out at these various events, but I would say not nearly as many foreigners that I usually see in past Sinulogs, and I think that's because people choose to travel. When they travel internationally, they don't generally do it at the last minute, and you have a number of issues. You have airlines that don't have enough pilots because they laid off pilots at the beginning of the pandemic when all the travel was locked down, and their airports and airlines are having a difficult time restaffing and training everybody. So that's one of the reasons. And then so the lack of flights from many countries, and then because the Philippines opened so late, most people didn't have time really to plan to come to this year, not knowing if there would be another lockdown. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Have a lot more coming. See you next time.